Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I realize it has been a very long time since I've uploaded a video, and that is entirely my fault, obviously. I have been absolutely swamped with my Etsy shop, which is kind of exciting because I've decided that I am going to talk about that a lot more on my channel in the new year. So I know a lot of people have been asking about that, so that's kind of exciting, but that's what I've been doing. If you were wondering, you probably weren't, but if you were, that's what I've been doing. I realized the background is not like super great right now. I'm hoping to fix that at some point. I did rearrange my room again, so hopefully at some point I can figure out what works and what doesn't. But for right now, I finally have my November book haul, and I realize it is December now. But I've literally had these books since the beginning of November, and I was holding off in case I bought any more, and then I didn't. So it's been a while that these have just been sitting around waiting for me to film this, so now I'm glad that I finally get to do that. So let's just get right into it. So the first book I got is one that I've had my eye on for a long time, and it is Last Chance Summer by Shannon Clare. I read her other book, Surviving Adam Mead, and I thought it was pretty good. It wasn't one of the best books I've ever read, but this one caught my eye in particular because if you've watched any of my book videos, probably you know that I'm obsessed with like summer camp type romances or books that take place at like cottages or by lakes or anything with that sort of like summer beach town vibe thing going on. I love that, and this book is obviously like that. It's about two summer camp counselors that probably end up together, I would imagine. But this one I've been watching for a long time because it was $25, I believe. Yeah, $24.50 Canadian, and Amazon was just like slowly lowering the price on it, and when it finally hit, I think it was $13, I decided I was finally going to buy it, which I'm glad I did because it went back up to $18 the next day. And so I'm really excited to read this one. Like I said, it's a summer camp romance about two camp counselors. The next one, some of these I don't really remember what they're about because, like I said, they've been sitting here for a month waiting for me to do this. This next one is The City Baker's Guide to Country Living by Louise Miller, and what really sold me on this one was the fact that I've heard it compared to Gilmore Girls a lot. It even says right on here, the little blurb is super cozy, okay, it's Gilmore Girls. And that just like basically sold me. I love like the small town thing as well, right up there with like the cottage lake summer camp vibe. This one sort of sounds, I read the back, it sort of sounds like a Hallmark Christmas movie where this girl moves to this small town and she's just supposed to be there for a little while, but she ends up being offered a job at an inn and takes it, and I guess probably falls in love with this guy, but they don't really say much about the guy. I just have this feeling he's going to be like a handyman at the inn or something, because that would be like the most small towny Hallmark movie thing ever, but maybe he's not. I have no idea, but that is what this book is about. Next is Dating You, Hating You by Christina Lauren, and this one is about two Hollywood agents that they're like starting to date, and then they end up, their firms sort of merge, and so they're competing for the same job, and then they start like kind of hating each other, I guess, because they're going after the same job, and so it's just about their like romance while they're competing for the same job, I guess. I got that one because I've heard a lot of good things about Christina Lauren. I've never read any of their books, but this is another one of them. This one I've had my eye on for a long time. It says My Favorite Half-Night Stand by Christina Lauren, which is about a girl who is a college professor, and a university function turns into a black tie gala where her circle of friends decides they're gonna like find dates online, I guess. But she ends up with this guy, and I can't tell if this guy is like a guy she meets online or a guy that is part of her friend group originally. But then she like spends the night with him, they decide they're better off as friends, but I think she has a bad experience with online dating and then realizes she likes that guy, and so I don't really know the whole gist of it, but that's what I've gathered from the back of the book. That sort of makes sense. I know that that probably made no sense to anyone but me, but whatever. Next two books I got go together. This is Fix Her Up and Love Her or Lose Her, and I believe this is the third book in this sort of series, so there's a second one that I have to get at some point. I don't know what this one's about because I don't read the like synopsises for books that are like come after books that I haven't read yet. So this one I do know, I read the back of it, and it is about a girl whose family runs like a home renovation business, but she decides she's not going to do that. She wants to plan like kids' birthday parties, and I think she's like actually like the clown at the parties, and people don't understand why she chose that instead of her family business. And she meets a guy who is there flipping houses, who used to be a Major League Baseball player, and then he got injured, I guess, so now he's flipping houses just to sort of pay the bills, and they end up meeting, and I guess, I don't know, maybe she ends up helping him fix houses because she knows how to do that stuff. I don't really know, but then obviously like this one goes with it. Sorry if the entire angle just changed. My memory card was full, so I had to basically take the whole thing off the tripod, so that was kind of a pain, but it may be different. But anyway, moving on. Next I got Prince Charming by Rachel Hawkins, and this is a retitled book. This was originally titled Royals, and it's about a girl whose sister marries a prince, I believe, and then the family sort of hires this guy to teach her how to be more like fit with the royals, but she starts falling for him maybe, but also the prince that her sister married's younger brother is very much like not into the rules, and so I'm not sure which one she actually ends up, probably like a love triangle thing, which one she actually ends up with. Next I have Easy by Tamara Weber, which I actually don't know what this is about, but I've heard a lot of good things, so I picked it up when I saw it really cheap, so I got that one. Next is Intercepted by Alexa Martin. This is a football romance with a girl who dates an NFL player and then swears she's never going to date another one again, but this guy is like convinced to change her mind, and so maybe he does. I assume he probably does, or else the book would kind of suck, but that's what this one's about. That's by Alexa Martin. I don't know if I said that. Next is Simple Perfection by Abby Glines. This is part of the Rosemary Beach series. I don't know what this particular one is about because there's like 14 of them, and eventually I want to get all of them. I've only read the first 4, and so I got this one. Next I got Fight or Flight by Samantha Young. This one, I read the back and couldn't really piece together what this is about, but I think I'm sort of getting the vibe that she has like a one-night stand with this Caleb dude, and then she decides, like, he's not supposed to be there for a long time, but then he decides he's moving there, so she's kind of stuck with him. She has to decide if she's actually going to be with him or not. So I think that's what that one's about. And then the next 2 books are by the same author. They're More Than We Can Tell and Call It What You Want by Bridget Kemmerer, and she writes a lot of books that I have, so I thought these would be good additions. They're a little bit darker, I believe, especially this one. This one's got like the guy in it gets a letter from his abusive father that he hasn't seen in years, and she is escaping her parents' fighting by building a computer game, and basically they end up meeting and dealing with their problems together. And this one, I actually cannot remember what this one was about, but so the guy in this one, his dad he's like embezzled all this money from half the town, so basically everyone hates him, and this other girl is like the perfect girl that's the overachiever, and I guess it all just finally gets to her one year, and then they end up partnered for a project and probably end up getting together, I would imagine. And so those are all the books I bought in November. I will have a big Black Friday book haul at some point, but I don't have that yet. It hasn't even shipped. So when I do have that, I will post that. But thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below, and I will see you next time.